Hey guys, welcome to week 4, y'all. This is week 4 of the vow. I'm so excited, y'all. Let me make sure I got everybody in here. Say hello to me, you guys. I'm so excited to have each and every one of you guys tonight. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I'm just very, very excited, y'all. Like, it's just an exciting time for me every time I get ready to do this. Like, literally, every time I do the vow, it is just exciting. So I want you guys to like, share, comment, and do all that stuff. But if you really, really, really want to help me, and you really, really want to help me get Girl Talk off the ground and get the word out, I would ask you guys to share and like this video and send me stars, y'all. Send me some stars. Let me see, y'all. I just want to make sure I have everybody in here because sometimes my Facebook page, one of my Facebook pages is on private for some reason. Hi, y'all. Hey, everybody. Am I here, y'all? Can y'all hear me? Just say, hey, I can hear you. If y'all can hear me, just let me know. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me and I'm doing okay up in here with y'all tonight. I just try to make sure everything is good, okay? Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me make sure. Maybe make sure. Okay, now I think it's on public. Okay, y'all. Hello, everybody. Thank y'all for coming, first of all. Um, that must be my sister. Hey, is it Francis or Laura? One of my sisters said, hey. So, hey, y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for supporting me. Thank y'all for always being here week after week. I've had this going. This is our week 4. We're going into week 4 of the vow. Today is about communication. And so I'm excited. I'm always so excited to do these. I'm so excited that you guys can join me tonight. And I'm going to jump right into week 4 on communication, y'all. How to communicate in a healthy way in relationships. I know y'all been waiting on this one. I know we've been talking about it forever, but now we get an opportunity to really talk about communication. So I hope you guys are listening. Y'all tuned in. If you guys are tuned in, just let me know you listening and that you are here tonight. Hold on, let me make sure because I got to. I'm just so excited. I always get excited about the vow whenever I have an opportunity to go live, and y'all see me on here tonight with my real hair out, and that's just something I never do. Okay, and I said I'm gonna go for it regardless. Like I'm gonna go for it regardless of what happens or what's going on because the devil did not want me here to speak to you ladies tonight about communication. Because there is something that happens when you figure out how to communicate with people, when you figure out how to communicate in your relationships, when you figure out how to do life with other people and receive communication, when you figure out how to be a listener, an active listener. So I'm gonna jump right into this. Before I get into it, I want to pray. I want to pray for you guys that are on this live. I want to pray for everybody who's listening to my voice that y'all begin to receive and hear and really take this stuff to your heart, what I'm saying. So if y'all can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're hearing me okay. Because I got these headphones in and I just want to make sure they vibrating. So hold on, y'all. Give me just a second. You gotta make sure you gotta make sure the people can hear you, child. Let's see. Okay, so anyway, hey y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna get started, y'all, tonight. And the first thing I'm gonna talk about is I really want to talk about, the importance of communication. Why it's so important to communicate. But before that, like I did, I almost forgot. I'm supposed to pray. Okay, so y'all close your eyes. I'm gonna leave mine open, but I'm gonna pray. Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you right now for every woman that's on this live video, all the women who will see it later on, all the women that are viewing it now. God, I ask that you just wash over them. I ask that you give them strength and wisdom and knowledge in every part of their life that they may lack. God, I just want to thank you right now for the ability to come in front of each and every one of these women, God. It is not easy to come here night after night after night and put everything I have on hold to come here in front of these women. My nerves be bad. Everything is just, seems to go wrong in the whole wide world. But I know that this message that you gave me is clear, and it is to love ourselves unconditionally, no matter what the circumstances or things that have upset us or where life has taken us. We are never to leave ourselves behind. I remember the slogan, "No child left behind," but what about no woman left behind? Like we're not leaving any parts of ourselves behind, any more. God, I'm praying for the woman who has lost herself. I'm praying that she be found this evening, that she be whole and restored and not broken this evening. That tonight is the last night that she sits in tears, that she is depressed, that she is sad, God, that she is liberated tonight. This I pray in your most precious name, Jesus. Amen. Amen. So I'm just believing God for liberation for you ladies tonight in the area of communication, in the areas that you fell short in relationships. I know that relationships are not easy. I know that they're hard. I know that they may be challenging for you. But I hope that tonight that you get a little bit more understanding and not a little bit. Let's go back. I hope you get a big light bulb. I hope you get this aha moment where things begin to click and things that were broken and you weren't understanding before come into fruition for you tonight when it comes to relationships and how to communicate in relationships. Communication is so important, y'all, because it's sometimes I feel like men, they speak another language. They don't speak our language. They don't know what we talking about. We don't know what they talking about. They don't get why they wrong. You don't get why you wrong. It's just a lot when it comes to being able to communicate and talk to people. And why am I an expert on that? I'm not. But all I can tell you is I've been through hell when it comes to relationships and I've learned how to communicate. I went to therapy, y'all. I've actively listened. I've done speaker listener. I'll tell you guys all about that as we get into the vow tonight. So this is a 7-week program. If you guys don't know, if you've never heard of the vow and this is your first night ever joining me, this is a 7-week podcast that I do every year around Valentine's Day. I start this self-love podcast. And it's all about self-love and falling in love with yourself. And we as women take a vow to love ourselves for 7 weeks straight. We are in week 4. Okay, so we head over heels at this point. We are head over heels. We get a piece of jewelry, a necklace, a ring, or whatever we want to symbolize our love for ourselves. Okay, because a lot of times as moms and sisters and aunts and daughters, we're always giving, 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 giving to other people. But I'm challenging you guys to give to yourselves for the next 4 weeks or 3 weeks. Okay, 3 weeks of straight focus on you. Okay, this is all about you tonight. You take this in. This is not information you're gathering to give to your friend or to your cousin or to your boyfriend or to your husband. This is information for you. Okay, so you take notes, you write stuff down. This is for you. And I talk with my hands because I want y'all to get it. Okay, wrap it. Okay, and anyway, the importance of communication. Communication is the key to understanding each other, expressing emotions and thoughts, and resolving conflict. Okay. So it's something that's called active listening. Somebody tap that in the chat for me. It's called active listening. Okay. Some of us, we listen, but we're not hearing anything. We are hearing things like you can hear your refrigerator coming on. You can hear your air conditioner click. You can hear your car ticking when you need to go to the shop, but are you really listening to that? Because a lot of us like to ignore all of the things I just said. But are you actively listening? One of the most critical or crucial aspects of healthy communication is active listening, encouraging, and that I want to encourage y'all to actively listen when people are speaking to you. Like I hope that you guys are listening to me tonight. A lot of times you don't hear or you hear what people are saying, but you're not listening to what they're saying. Okay. Some of us hear what people are saying or they listen to respond, not listen to understand. So you need to listen to understand what the person is trying to tell you. And then there's another step that you would take once you've received that information, and that is to interpret back what you heard. Oh my God. The world would change if people would say back what they think they heard. And I start that off by saying what I think you said was, if my daughter comes into me and says, "Mommy, I'm scared of the dark." I have a 5-year-old daughter, so this is a real life example. I'll say, "Did you say you were scared of the dark?" And if she says back to me, "Yes, I'm scared of the dark," that is just something that I did. I right there in that moment, I repeated back a statement to her. So sometimes when we're communicating with people, we need to begin to repeat back what they said to us to make sure we have a clear understanding of what they said to us. What does this look like in real time? If a man comes up to you and says, I'm not ready for a serious relationship, and you trying to be married, you need to say, what I think I heard you say was, you're not ready for a serious relationship. And if he says, yes, that's correct, that's exactly what I said. You need to go over there, get your purse, get your water bottle, and head on out the door. Because this man just said he's not ready for a serious relationship. And you said you're trying to get married. You just told your girlfriends that. You just told your sister that. You just told your grandma that. You told your mama that. And this man just said to you, he's not ready for a serious relationship. Okay? Listen. Don't just hear. Don't hear, okay, somebody said they having issues with the live feed, or is it just my phone? I don't know. If anybody else is having issues, let me know because I'm talking, but I don't know. I can't hear myself. So y'all let me know. Let me see. I have another iPad, so I'm gonna try to get on it. But it looks like somebody's typing active listening in there. So y'all, somebody is hearing me. I'm gonna turn this down. Y'all hear me okay? So we gonna repeat back to people what they said to us. So if somebody says something to you, you need to repeat it back, okay? What they said to us. So if somebody says something to you, you need to repeat it back. Okay, it's just great. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna take my earphone. Okay, can y'all hear me any better? Let me see. I just want to make sure y'all hear me because this is a moment where this is a podcast that took me forever to get to, and I don't want. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, all right, y'all. I'm good. I'm gonna keep going. Hey, Joe Marie, thank you for telling me y'all can hear me. It's clear to me. It's clear to me. Okay. We in here. We in here. I love it. I'm hearing you. Okay. Y'all can hear me now because I took my headphones out, and them doggone headphones and they iPhones. After you pay all that money, they still cheap. But still, put your listening ears on. I got the nerve to be talking about listening, and can't nobody on here hear me. Shame on me. And I got my sugar-free Gatorade, and it's real nasty, but it's healthy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm gonna go over that a little bit more. Y'all, it's called active listening. And I need you to repeat back to people what they said to you when they say it. And that would look like in real time, me telling you back what you said, not like a parrot, but I call it the parrot for my new beginners because sometimes people can literally not remember this. So you do the parrot on people until you can push this into your regular everyday conversation because you want to know what people said as a manager, a boss, or a business owner or a leader in any way. This is a skill that will help you across the board, not just in relationships, but in everyday partnerships, communication, the workforce, being able to repeat back to people what you think they said. And you can start off, but I think I heard you say dot dot dot. And I use, for example, my daughter who tells me she's scared of the dark. She'll tell me she's scared of the dark, and I'll say, I think I heard you say you're scared of the dark. And she'll say, yes, mom, that's what I said. So that is us repeating back what we thought we heard someone say. And I use the example of if you're out on a date with someone and you're courting someone and they say, I'm not ready for a serious relationship. And you're ready for marriage. You looking at your biological clock, you really just start seriously dating. And this man says to you, I'm not ready for a serious relationship. And I told my ladies to get your purse, get your water bottle, your bag, and head on out the door because that's not the one for you. And you can say back to him, I think I heard you say you're not ready for a serious relationship. That's repeating back, always actively listening and repeating back what you thought you heard someone say. And this, y'all, has been a game changer for me in everything I do, because sometimes when you say that, the person will repeat themselves and then they'll say something completely different than what you thought you heard. But you got clarification right at that moment instead of letting that fester. Have you ever been angry or upset or flustered or frustrated or worried about what you thought someone said? And when you get to the bottom of it, you figure out they didn't say that at all. And if they did say that, that's not what they meant. And what another thing to take this active, listening and communication to another level is that you can begin to ask questions about what did you mean when you said dot dot dot. Imagine if somebody actually asked you what you meant by what you said. Okay? Because sometimes people say things, but they may mean something different than what you interpreted. Okay? So it's very important that we repeat back and ask questions about what we heard or what we think we heard. And if you don't know, if you don't do these very crucial things, relationships will literally crumble. I mean, absolutely crumble. These are very key, low level. I'm saying low level, but for a lot of people, these are higher level thinking. These are higher level objectives that a lot of people do not understand, because a lot of people don't operate in the information that I'm talking to you guys about today. They don't ask for clarification. They don't repeat back what was said to them. A lot of times people just take information and they run away with it. They don't communicate. And I'm gonna talk to you guys about communicating your feelings too. Right now, we're talking about active listening. One of the most crucial aspects of healthy communication is active listening. Okay. The next thing I want to say is use I statements. When communicating in a healthy relationship, it's important to use I statements instead of you statements. This approach emphasizes the speaker's emotions and feelings rather than blaming or accusing the other person. Okay? I feel like, I assumed, because they may not be, you're not there to attack. You're only expressing how you feel in a situation. You are expressing your thoughts, everything is from you. You're not here to blame, you're here to get clarification, right? So when you go in combative, y'all know what I'm talking about. When you go in with assumptions and you're combative and you're upset and you're angry, and then the person, the listener that's receiving the information may not take in what you're saying in the proper way. So you go in using I statements. I felt hurt when you said this to me. What did you mean by that? I felt rushed when you told me to hurry up and get my purse. So you got to really start saying, use I statements. Somebody type that for me. Use I statements. Okay. So this is, y'all, this is for couples. If you are married, or if you are married, or if you're in a relationship, or you thinking about getting into a relationship, these are very critical to you being able to survive. We already talked a lot about other things in different units. Today is about communication. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Use I statements. Yes, yes. Talk about your own feelings, your own self. If you guys don't know, I am a life coach and I have a therapeutic background. Right now, I'm in school to get my master's in counseling. So you're speaking with a counselor tonight, y'all. So y'all ain't finna. I just want to know. I want y'all to know who's on your mic tonight and who has your ear. Okay. These is all, and not only do I have the educational background, I also have the real life experience. I've fumbled communication terribly throughout my life, and I got myself together, and now I'm trying to get y'all together. Okay. Okay. Y'all still with me? Okay. Use I statements. Number 4, respectful language. I talked a little bit about this. Respectful language. In a healthy relationship, it's important to use respectful language and avoid making hurtful comments. This means not using abusive or demeaning language, calling names, or using physical threats. Okay? Stop calling people names and threatening people if you want to get your point across.
That's always a no, and you can go to jail. Okay. So let's not use threatening statements. Let's use respectful language. Number 4 is use respectful language when you're speaking with your spouse, especially your spouse, with your coworkers, with your children, with your people. Be respectful, because people respect you more and they listen better when you're using respectful language. Okay. That's a given, but I got to say it because people cuss and people yell when they're angry. Okay. They had a miscommunication. They didn't know what the person said. They thought they said they were ugly or they didn't like their dress. And now we cussing them out. Okay. So the next one, number 5, is validate emotions. Encourage your, um, or validate how they feel. I'm sorry. Encourage your partner to be able to be vulnerable. Validate what they're saying to you. For example, Nora, when this is me and my husband's, when you didn't cook dinner, because y'all, let me say, I don't like to cook. I don't like to do that because I'm just not a cooker. I do everything else. I do all the housework. I raise my kids all day. I run this business. I do a lot of stuff. I'm always busy. And sometimes I don't like to cook, and because I can't cook. I'm a career woman, so I don't like to cook and I don't like to dig up recipes. So sometimes I won't cook. And my husband will come in and say, I really want you to cook sometime and blah, blah, blah. And I say blah, 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 which is not good. Don't do that. Don't make the person a blah, blah, blah. But they're expressing themselves. But what we're going to do in that situation is we're going to validate their feelings. I thought I heard you say, or I'm hearing you say, you don't like when I don't cook. And you said when I don't cook, it makes you frustrated because you have to go in there, or whatever the situation is. This is just an example of how you can validate someone's feelings. If someone comes to you and say they're heartbroken by what you said or you did, you need to say, I'm sorry that hurt you that way. I understand that would make you feel that way. You want to, in some kind of way, validate what the people are saying to you. If your child comes to you and says, hey, I know I said I wanted to go to medical school, but now I don't want to go to medical school. I'm thinking about becoming an artist. This is real stuff that may happen to you later on in life for people who have children or are going to have children or grandchildren or whatever the case may be. And they come to you and say, hey, that's not something I want to do anymore. Going out and, being a medical doctor is not what I want to do. I want to be an artist. Or, hey, babe, the job I'm working right now is not working out for me. I now want to transition careers. What I thought I heard you say is the job is not working for you. You feel uncomfortable in your field. You're not growing in your field. Whatever they said to you, repeat it back and validate whatever anguish, pain, whatever feelings they're having about that. Make sure you make that valid. Don't devalue or invalidate people's feelings when they're expressing things to you in conversation. Okay. Have you been in relationship with people who have devalued or not validated your feelings in any type of way? So I know you ladies have experienced that at some point in your life. You've been in relationship, whether it was a friend, a boyfriend, an ex-husband, a mom, a dad, a grandparent, where people have made you feel invalid for feeling the way that you feel. So that's exactly what we don't want to do when we enter into a healthy relationship and we are trying to create healthy communication. Okay. So you want to validate the emotions of the person. All right. Somebody type that in the chat for me. Validate emotions. And with that, I want to say that you don't always have to agree with how someone is feeling. Validation and saying, I see how you feel, does not necessarily mean that you agree with the statements. Because sometimes kids come to you with wow ideas. They come up, you be like, what? No, we're not going to dye your hair pink, or we're not going to, do something crazy or whatever it may be. Or your spouse may come to you and say, oh, we're going to go on vacation. I want to go on vacation. And you don't have the money in the budget, or whatever the case may be. You can listen and you can validate. I see that you're tired. I see that you've been working a long hours. I know that you want to go on vacation. But you may not agree with them. You just validated how they're feeling. I know you're tired. I know you're sleepy. I know that you've been stressed out, but it may be a huge chance that it's just not in the budget. And it's more that I'll get into. And sometimes you can recommend, other things that we can do. A staycation. Maybe we can have someone babysit the kids, or maybe we can go somewhere local. Whatever the case may be, that happens on down the line. But the point is, you validated the tiredness, and sometimes that may be all people need. They need to vent. They need someone in their corner at that time, even though in the long run these people ain't gonna go on no vacation because y'all just don't have it in the budget. You still validated that that person is tired. You acknowledge their anguish. You acknowledge their pain. So that's something we need to do. Okay. Number 6 is conflict resolution. Go in there with Daddy, Brooklyn. This is Brooklyn, y'all. Hi. You say hi, Brooklyn. Hi. Okay. Here, go with Daddy. All right. Bye-bye. Brooklyn popped in to tell y'all hello. Okay, so number 6, y'all, is thank you. She said hey to y'all. Okay, y'all. Hey, Brooklyn. Oh, thank y'all for saying hi to my baby. That's my 3-year-old, y'all. She pops in here. Thank y'all for letting her be a part of my class tonight. Okay, number 6, y'all, is conflict resolution, y'all. So number 6, somebody type that in the chat, is called conflict resolution. Okay. I'm teaching tonight, ain't I? I'm doing good. Okay, professor. All right. I love this. I love when y'all come and join me and I get to teach. If y'all don't know, I'm a teacher by heart too. I used to teach kindergarten and preschool for a little while in my career. And so I absolutely love teaching. So conflict resolution. Conflict resolution, importance of resolving conflicts in a healthy way, y'all. If you do have a conflict with your spouse and you do decide, not a decision, sometimes these things arise. If you do decide to confront, or y'all have a conflict, or you guys are, bumping heads, it's going to happen. I want you guys to know that that's completely normal in relationships. Just because you're having conflict with your spouse doesn't mean you're in a toxic relationship. A lot of people think conflict toxic. No, ma'am, that's not always toxic. Relationships can be toxic. Obviously, they can get toxic. They can be incredibly abusive. They can be in a place where you don't want to be. But just because you had a conflict with your spouse doesn't mean you automatically in a toxic relationship. I feel like our society throws around toxicity and the word toxic like it's nothing. And everybody, and for people who are really in toxic relationships, it becomes very harmful because it then becomes, just something people say. So stop saying you're in a toxic relationship if it's just a normal conflict. And I do want to acknowledge that people are in toxic relationships and abusive relationships, and those can get very dangerous. So I want to acknowledge those as well. But anyway, the importance of resolving conflicts in a healthy way. I want to encourage y'all to avoid name calling. I said this earlier. Yelling or storming out of the room during an argument, and in the silent treatment. You guys, silent treatment is a form of manipulation. Do not use the silent treatment. You need to be able to communicate. You're a grown woman, you're an adult, you're a grown man. If men are listening, you do not need to be leaving the room and being silent, okay? Unless the situation is dangerous and you have a history of anger management issues and you know that you can't be violent, then I would recommend you do leave the room. But if you are just leaving to pout or to manipulate or to try to have someone say the things or agree with you, then that's not the way to go. Okay. So having explosive arguments and yelling and screaming obviously is not the way. And I also, as a child, as a person who used to work with children a lot and doing child therapy and doing pediatrics, I would always tell my kids to count. And I also encourage my adults to count. You may not count. I don't want you sitting there counting to your angry husband or your angry wife out loud. But if you count in your head and you calm down and you think about something positive or peaceful before you start talking, because a lot of times we do need to calm down. We do need to take a 10-minute break. We do need to take a 5-minute break. And me and my husband have a break word. We literally say break. We have little kids, so we try to keep our conflicts in our home down to like a minimum. So we will take a break. We literally say, I need to take a break. And we will leave the situation. But that needs to be communicated with the spouse. That needs to say, I'm going to take a break now. This situation is too big for me. My emotions are too big. I'm going to take a break. And I think that that is 100% completely okay. But the silent treatment and trying to manipulate someone to see things your way is not a healthy way to communicate with your spouse. Okay. And it's not a healthy way to communicate with your coworkers. If you're a boss, any of that, it's not healthy to sit there and give people the silent treatment, to manipulate them into doing things, or do anger outbursts to scare them into doing what you want them to do. Because at the end of the day, that's not the person that really even loves or care about you. You're ultimately creating someone who will resent you and be angry with you. That's a dictatorship that you have over that person, and no longer a partnership, when you have to use your anger and force someone to feel a certain way about different issues. So remember that as you're communicating and you're talking about conflict resolution. Conflict resolution comes when you're able to talk it out. And I understand that emotions may be big, they may be fresh, they may be hurtful at that time. So you may need some space between you and the person that it's happening with, but you need to communicate that to the person. This is too big for me. This is really making me angry. I don't want to say anything that harms you. I'm going to take a break, or I'm going to say a timeout. Can we talk about this in the morning? And give it a time. Don't say we'll talk about this later, because when is later? Because that woman is going to be, or that man is going to be looking at his watch. When is this later? This is very important to me. I want to know. Give a time. I want to talk to you about this tomorrow morning, or I want to talk to you about this later on, and after the kids leave. Give whatever the disagreement is as a time, because you do not want this type of thing to continue to fester. Okay. So you always want to give conflicts a time span, because you don't want them to continue from day after day after day. And then it just becomes the norm. And I think that's how toxic relationships start, when you don't give them a time limit. So make sure you give all your conflicts a time limit. Okay. All right. Um, and then the next one, y'all, is express gratitude. That's number 7, is express gratitude. Okay. Number 7 is always express gratitude for the things that are done for you. Nobody likes a friend or a spouse, or, whatever, who never says thank you, who's always taking something and never expresses thank you. Well, I thought you knew. No, people don't know that you're grateful. You have to actually tell them that you're grateful. You have to tell people when you're grateful for the things that they have done for you. If your husband took you out to dinner, or bought you something for Valentine's Day, or gave you a birthday gift, or your wife gave you a birthday gift, or took you out to dinner, or your girlfriend did something nice for you, or your boyfriend did something nice for you, you need to communicate that gratitude. You need to tell people, and not just assume that they know you're thankful if you have not expressed that. I'm going to push you guys to speak. Open your mouth and talk. People cannot read your mind. And that's the whole thing about communication and speaking to people, is that people literally cannot read your mind. And sometimes men, and I hope some of y'all listening, think we can read y'all mind, and we cannot. And women do too. Women ultimately, I think, more than anyone, more than both sex that I've worked with, have always assumed that people can read their mind from their expressions. No, just because you give big expressions doesn't mean anybody can read your mind. Okay. So you need to say or express gratitude for what people have done to you. It helps build a positive and supportive relationship. I appreciate you cooking tonight. I appreciate you taking the trash out. I appreciate you fixing my tires or gassing up my car. Thank you for, whatever is on the agenda tonight. And I hope that that's reciprocated back to you as well. Because I really truly believe, and not in all cases, obviously, it's buttholes in the world, y'all. Let's be clear here. But I feel like when you open the door for a healthy communication, that it comes back to you that way. I notice that when I tell my kids thank you and excuse me, and I appreciate that, they say that back. Thank you for picking me up from school, mama. Thank you for giving me that snack. Just everyday little things, they will communicate that back to me. And it's so precious and it's so good, because I've created an environment around them for them to communicate to me in a healthy way and express gratitude for me in a healthy way. And sometimes men think, oh, it's going to make me look weak because I'm saying thank you and I'm all cut. No, it's going to make you look stronger, because you're someone who can express gratitude for people. Stop being so hard, women. Stop being so hard, men. Let go of some of that emotion. Okay. Say thank you for the things that your spouse does every day, because trust me, in the long run, in the long game, that gratitude is going to go so far. On them days when the relationship is hard and y'all been through the ringer with each other, and y'all didn't had children, and y'all didn't got married, and all of that stuff that happened, those thank you and that gratitude is going to go so far. married people, I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. Number 8, y'all, is body language. Ooh, child. Body language is so very important, y'all. That's number 8 is body language. Okay. It's important because your body says it all. Okay. Because you can say, thank you. Or you can say, thank you. Your body language and how you express yourself and how you hold yourself. If my body language, if I'm like this, and somebody's telling me something and my head is down and I'm leaning all to the side, I'm not making eye contact, my facial expression is all turned up, and somebody, you know how somebody be telling you a story and y'all like, what? Or something like that. Somebody's telling you something that is personal about themselves, and you all, what? And you got, this, they may be delivering news that they ain't told nobody. They haven't told anybody this. They trust you with their life. Y'all are in this deep relationship and they telling you, some deep, dark secret that they haven't told anyone. Maybe something that happened to them in their past and you over here, what? Check your face, check your eye contact, all of that matters. Okay, nonverbal things matter. Your body language, how you holding yourself, your posture, all of that. Are you sitting up straight? Are you looking at them? Are you involved? Are you on your phone? Or you spaced out? You looking around you? All of that is very important. How you hold yourself. So body language is number 8, y'all. It is one of the key things in communicating well with people. How you hold yourself and how you are as a person. Okay. So body language, y'all, body language. And it's very important. I want y'all to understand how important body language is, because I know sometimes you get sleepy, and that goes back to what we said before. Body language. You can communication has time limits. Sorry, I was talking about body language, but I want to run back. So follow what I'm saying. When I say time limits, I want y'all to understand that don't start talking about some deep thing at 7 o'clock in the morning or 4:30 in the morning and get mad at your spouse when they can't listen to you because they can't keep their eyes open. Why are you talking to me about life's deep issues at 4:30 a.m. after I done worked all day, I done raised kids, I done this, and the third, and you sprung up at 4:30 and now you're trying to talk to me about your biggest life issues? Don't do that, y'all. And get mad at your spouse because they don't want to talk to you at 4:30 in the morning. Oh, he's ignoring me. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. Yes, he is, sis. It's 4:30 in the morning. He's tired. Don't start deep conversations at 4 o'clock in the morning and think people are going to stay up and listen to you unless they're a morning person. Okay. So timing is everything. Okay. You got to time out these deep conversations. When you say, let's talk, I have something that's been on my mind. Make sure you clear out time and space to do that. Don't do that when you got toddlers running around. Don't do that in the middle of a busy traffic time. Don't call him at work or call her at work when things are busy and tell them you want to drop these life bombs on them. Say, hey, it's something really important. I need to talk to you. Can we set aside an hour after dinner for us just to talk? So now you've cleared the space. You have an opportunity to talk for them. You've given them time to process that you want to say something deep so they can prepare themselves. All of that has happened since you want to deliver this information. Okay. So that's responsible communication. And sometimes we'll force our communication on people or force our speeches or our talks or whatever we want to do on people, and they're not ready to receive them. And then you're angry. So you have to make time for important communication. Okay. So remember that when you have something to say. The next time you have something to say, or you want to talk about something deep, or you want to share some information with your spouse or your children or a loved one that's very deep, make sure you carve out time. Let them know ahead of time that you're about to deliver this information. Like, hey, text them, while they're at work and say, hey, I want to talk to you tonight about something important. Can we talk after we put the kids to bed? Or I want to talk to you. Can we talk after our date or while we're on our date tonight? If you guys are single or if you have, you're not deep that like I am. I'm talking from a married person's perspective with kids. So I know everybody's in every different stage of life. And I also have been in every stage of life. I've been single, I've been married. I've been with my spouse without kids. Like I've been through the different areas. So I realize communication will look different. But no matter what the case is, y'all, you need to schedule out time before your big communication moments, okay? Before your talks. Don't spring stuff on people and get mad when they don't have the capacity to listen to what you have to say. Okay? Is that fair? Everybody understand what I'm trying to say? Okay. So I want you guys to, lean into that and understand that. That was my one of my last points. But of course, I always have more to say to you guys, because I think communication is just so incredibly important. And when you don't have good communication, when you don't have healthy communication with your spouse, your relationship will absolutely crumble. It will. I know time after time I've been in relationships or communication with people, and I've just done a horrible job of expressing my emotions. But I think a lot of us have been in fear of telling people who we are. And I want to speak to lost ones. I want to speak for people who don't have the nerve or they don't have the strength to speak up or communicate anything for themselves, that are at that bare minimum level. They haven't said anything to anyone. They just never express who they really are or what they want, because sometimes we don't know what or who we want. I want to talk back to where a couple of weeks ago I talked about women who have lost themselves. You have lost yourself so bad to where even if it was an opportunity for you to communicate, what in the heck would you say? For so many years, I've allowed this man or these people or whoever to lead me around. I don't really even know what I want. I want you to really sit with yourself this week. I want you to write down things that you love. In the first week, um, at the first week, I told you guys, um, to write down positive characteristics about yourselves. I asked you guys to give me 5 things about yourself that you absolutely adore, that you love. And I know for some that may have been hard because you may not like anything about yourself, because you don't know who you are anymore. You've lost yourself. But I want to encourage you guys to do that. If you did not do that and you didn't write down the 5 things about yourself, first of all, go back and do that. Go back and write down 5 things about yourself that you love about yourself. Okay? Because a lot of us have forgotten what we even possess. We've forgotten what we were good at. We forgot we were good artists. We forgot we wanted to be singers. We forgot that we wanted to go back to med school. We forgot that we wanted to be lawyers. We forgot what we said we wanted to do long time ago. Who were you before the pain? Who were you before this thing hit you? Who were you before you lost yourself? You used to be somebody. I was literally just talking to someone about this the other day, and I was talking again last week when I was on here again about who we were before we lost ourselves. Before life got hard, before you had those children, before you got in that abusive relationship, before your mom told you she wasn't anything, before your mom died, before you lost your parents, before your life was flipped upside down. What was that big thing that happened in your life that knocked you off your path? It is not lost to me that a lot of women that are on my groups and in this platform are lost. I created this group literally just for you. You are welcomed here. This group is for people who have lost themselves. This organization, I built it around people who had lost themselves. And the reason why I built it around people who had lost themselves, because I too was lost. I lost myself in marriage. I lost myself in childbirth. I lost myself being a caregiver to my mom. My mom was very, very sick for many, many years, for about 9 years. And I lost myself in caring for other people. So I'm not a stranger to forgetting my gifts. I'm not a stranger to forgetting what I said I was going to do. I think about the return of the king. I know Lion King. I have little kids and I watch Lion King a lot. And I use this example a lot too. People who have followed my journey and have been on my platform know that I absolutely love the Lion King and I get spiritual and deep meanings out of cartoons. Okay? Shoot me. Anyway, the return of the king. He ran away and he was living in this jungle with his friend Timon and Pumbaa, and it was Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. He didn't have to worry about the responsibility of being the king. He didn't have to worry about his gifts, his talents, and everything that he possessed. He was just running wild and free, doing whatever his friends wanted him to do. And some of you women are out here running wild and free, doing whatever people have wanted you to do. It's time to return home. It's time to return back to who you used to be. It's time to return back to the goals, the dreams, the hopes that you let go about yourselves. It is not too late to be who God called you to be what God called you to be, not what someone else wanted you to be, not what was convenient to be, not what was agreed upon by someone else, but who you wanted to be. Who is she? Who did you lose? Who did you leave behind? There is people waiting for what you have on the other side. There are unspoken dreams. There are dreams deferred. Langston Hughes had that poem called Dream Deferred. Some of us have some dreams deferred. And I want to encourage you in these next couple of weeks to start looking back at some of the things that you like, that you lost, and that you left behind. And it's going to start with naming down those 5 things about yourself that you love. Not what you love about your kids, not what you love about your spouse, not what you've seen someone else do. What about you? Because I don't think we give us enough attention. I don't think we give us enough love. I want to encourage you to love on you, to go see about you this week. Not next week, not next month, not when you get some time. Now. The time is now. Go check on you for once. Go see about who you are for once. Because you're important too. You're important too. You matter. You matter the most out of everything you're doing. You have to understand that you are the whole part of everything around you. It centers around you. Without you, nothing around you exists. You are crucial to you. Stop abandoning yourself every chance you get because it's easier that way. Start facing you. Start communicating what you want. Start communicating what you need. Start listening to what people are saying to you and what they are not saying to you. You deserve the best. You deserve it. Your kids deserve it too. Your spouse deserves it too. But so do you. Show up for yourself for once. And this is something I had to learn, y'all. These are lessons that I learned through my journey of self-love and self-healing and self-care. I am a believer. I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. So I pray a lot. And I also go to therapy. I do it all. I don't leave any stone unturned when it comes to me. I don't play about my mental health. And now I don't play about my physical health. I don't play about my spiritual health. I don't play about no parts of Elnora Brown. No parts. Because I am important, I matter, and I am relevant to what I am doing. And there are lives connected to my very hands. There are gifts that are needing to be shaken, connected to these very hands. And if I lay down on who I am, I'm laying down on the people that are waiting for the gifts that I have. And what I'm saying about myself is so true about everybody listening to this. Stop laying down on you. Stop putting yourself on the back burner. You deserve first dibs. I dare you to love you. Stop holding that door and letting everybody run through the door and then you go. No, I'm going to go first. I'm going to get mine first. I belong. I deserve to be here just like everybody else. Stop giving away every single thing you got and taking whatever's left over. Stop. It's not helping you. It's hurting you. Stop being everybody's doormat. Stop helping everybody but you. Go buy the dress. Go buy the shoes. Go get some off your Amazon cart. Take the bubble bath. Pray. Meditate. Go to church. Take care of yourself. You deserve something. And I don't know who I'm talking to because I'm going off on a tangent. Because I'm sick of you abandoning you every chance you get. You matter. You're important. You're special. You got so many lives connected to your hands, your mothers, your daughters, your friends, your sisters, your business women. I don't know exactly who's on the call because I really can't even see everybody's name. I'm happy y'all here. I didn't know who was going to show up here tonight, but I know that whoever is hearing my voice, that it's a God thing. It is me speaking to you and saying to you, sis, enough is enough. You've abused yourself long enough. You've avoided yourself long enough. You've neglected everything about you long enough. You've traded in pieces of you and bits of you long enough. It's time to take your power back. It's time to give them people back their stuff. Give them back their jealousy. Give them back the pain that they caused you. Give them back the abuse, the manipulation, the narcissism. Give it all back. Give them back the betrayal. Give it back. That don't belong to you. Let them people have whatever they want to have and you move on. Okay? This is a self love journey. This is a healing journey. This is a time where you get an opportunity to be you, to love on you. I do this every year. You got 7 weeks. Some of y'all late to the party. I'm not. Hey, listen, if 7 weeks is not enough and y'all keep going after I stop doing my lives, I love that. I want you guys to keep going. I'm actually getting ready to start my one-on-one coaching back, y'all, in April. Don't bombard me. I know I'm busy. It's crazy, but I am taking clients, y'all, in April, and I'll be taking them through the summer one-on-ones. Because I really want to start coaching women one-on-one. I absolutely love doing that. I'm gonna open up my books to women and y'all can book with me. And I want to do that for y'all because I see that it's so many women who need that love. I'll be then later on, once we get into the fall, starting classes, group classes as well. So y'all stick with me, y'all stay with me as I go through this process. But I absolutely love working with women. And ultimately, once we get this degree under our belt, I will be opening up my own practice. That's my ultimate goal. But I love you guys, and I'm so happy y'all came here tonight. If y'all have any questions, just drop them in the chat about what I said. I went off on a tangent, and I'm already at 7:54. So I went off on a tangent because people need to know that they are loved and they are important and they special. If y'all have anything for me, please DM me, text me, whatever. Not text me because I don't have my number on here, but y'all can DM me. Y'all can drop questions in the chat. All of that. I need feedback from you guys. Let me know how I'm doing out here. Let me know if you guys are learning, if you're receiving, and if y'all going to be communicating this week. Next week, y'all, which is on next Friday, I'm going to be bringing to you guys what I call the speaker listener. And then we're going to go into generational curses, breaking generational curses off in relationships. Because I know that relationships hold generational curses, whether it be teen pregnancy, whether it be domestic violence, whether it be manipulation, whether it be narcissism, whatever generational curses that we're breaking off relationships. And we're going to talk about whether it be molestation, rape, whatever happened to your mama, your grandma, or your great grandma. That's a generational curse, something that's been going on generation after generation. That is next week's topic, is about breaking generational curses in relationships. So y'all join me right back here at 7 o'clock next week as we talk about breaking generational curses. I'm so excited to bring that to y'all because it's something that also has been on my heart for so long and for so many women. But I really want y'all to do that. If y'all learned something here tonight, y'all loved it tonight, please send me stars. Please like, please share, please invite other women. I'll be doing this for 3 more weeks right here live on Facebook, on YouTube. And so you guys can tune in for free. I don't charge anything for what I'm doing for you ladies or with you ladies. I don't think it's necessary because I really want people to learn. I want them to heal and I want them to come in and receive. So I love you guys. I absolutely cannot cannot wait to share more with you guys as I develop and as I grow. But send me some love, send me some stars, send me some support. All of it helps as I further my mission of self love and help women as they truly are recovering and finding themselves on their healing journey. All right, y'all. I absolutely love y'all. Get out there and communicate well this week. Talk to your spouse as well this week. Be kind this week. Talk to your children kind. And let them know what Coach Nora taught you this week on communication. All right, ladies. I love y'all. And I will see y'all next week for part 5 of The Vow, Breaking Generational Curses. All right, y'all. Share this and leave me some love. Have a good night.